Hey everybody, today is December 27th, and today we're going to talk about the price of Bitcoin. And we're going to see if Bitcoin has what it takes to break up higher from this bounce off this support level, or if this is just going to be another failed bounce that will continue down lower. Before we begin, please read this disclaimer and you can pause this video as you read it. Okay, so let's look at some of the fundamentals, right? Or actually, let's look very quickly at the chart. Obviously, we said that we've been basically bouncing sideways the entire year, right? And most recently, we saw the stock market take the price of Bitcoin down all the way down to our Fibonacci support level and the 200-day moving average, which is this blue line. And the reason why was the Omicron scare, right? The Omicron virus, the Omicron variant of the coronavirus really tanked the market. And Bitcoin is highly correlated to the market, especially the Nasdaq. So when we see a huge a drawdown in the Nasdaq, and especially the dollar index, right? And when the stock market went down, the dollar index just ripped up higher, right? So we saw this huge move in November, which put a lot of downward pressure on Bitcoin. Bitcoin and the dollar index is usually inversely correlated, right? So another reason why the Bitcoin, even though it's been recovering very well from this support level, it's been kind of choppy, is that the dollar index still remains relatively high, even though it is pulling back a little bit, no longer really just ripping up high. It's basically just consolidating, right? But we really want to see the dollar index come down and not stay at this elevated level, because when the dollar index comes down, that usually gives Bitcoin a nice push up to the upside, right? Another thing that might be of concern is the fact that we're seeing a short-term moving average cross, which is 50-day crossing the 100-day moving average, right? And last time we saw this, that happened when Bitcoin price crashed, right, down to 30,000, right? Now keep in mind that this happened while the price, this cross happened while the price of Bitcoin was below the 200-day moving average, right? So it's not as bad. The fact that we were holding 200-day moving average, holding above it is actually quite positive. And as long as we can hold, I don't think this is going to be as bad as people think it will be, especially if we can reclaim above it and push up higher, right? But right now, like I said in my previous video, we really want to see Bitcoin above. Let me just zoom in very quickly. We basically, this whole time since our all-time high back in November, right, we kept making lower highs and lower lows, right? You can see we were just basically making lower highs and lower lows all the way down to 45,000, right? And then we put in some sort of a short-term bottom, but you can't really confirm this until we have an actual trend reversal, right? Then we can say that this is the bottom. But for now, this is acting as sort of a logo bottom, right? This W pattern formation and a nice reversal. And we finally were able to put in lower highs and lower lows, right? Lower highs, lower lows, and lower highs here, at least in the midterm. But right now, like I said, we want to see a strong reclaim of 52,000, right? This level. And right now we're finding strong resistance, right? See this spike? This is rejection right here. So we want to see a push above and just rip up higher, or either push above, come down, retest, and then push up higher, right? Because what essentially is happening is that we have this cluster of lower highs and lower lows, and it's just better for Bitcoin. It'll be more convincing for the bulls if we just rip up higher and just not spend too much time down here trying to consolidate. If we can go up higher, it's kind of like what we had here, where we had all this time where we kind of went choppy price action, plunge, and then choppy price action, and then we just basically just blew through it. We literally just went straight through it, right? Same thing here. We had all this choppy price action, and then when we had our trend reversal, we literally just blew through it, right? That's what we want to see. We want to see Bitcoin find strong bullish momentum and just blow through it and push up higher, and that's going to give bulls more confidence to take more aggressive market long positions. That's going to help push the price up, because right now we're getting rejected at 52,000. And I've said in a previous post, right, on December 21st, how I'm bullish if Bitcoin is above 52,000, right, around this level, because we keep making lower highs and lower lows. And if we're able to break above 52,000, we'll just basically take out all this consolidation area and just go up to our next level of consolidation, which is between 52,000 and 60,000. And we can take this level. I think we're easily going to move up to all-time highs. But for now, we're finding strong resistance around 52,000, right? So what we want to do is we want to hold we want to be able to hold at least above 50,000, right? Because we spent all this time trying to break above 50,000. And when we finally did it, we had one retest already here, but that slightly went below 50,000, but we don't want to see it continue down lower. Otherwise, this could just be another, in the bigger picture, this could be kind of like this, where it's just another lower high in the grander picture as we plunge lower, right? We don't want to see that happen. We want to see us cultivate strong support from the bulls and push up higher, right? Because seeing this roll over is going to just give more confidence to bears to take aggressive short positions. So. But overall, the oscillators are looking, they're starting to trend towards more of a neutral slash bullish pattern, right? The MACD, once it crosses into positive territory, like we saw in July and October, right? We saw a crossover, and then we saw these huge rallies right here, right? July, August, and October. And so if that were to happen, we would see a nice rally as well. Same thing with the RSI, starting to trend towards neutral territory, right? We really want to get out of this downtrend, and we are right now, but we want to hold. We don't want to roll over and continue on lower, right? Because that's just going to give us, it's just going to suggest that there's momentum to the downside, and that there's just more selling pressure than buying pressure, which is not good, right? And yeah, so see, we talked about the S&P, dollar, hash rate, right? Hash rate is struggling to reclaim all-time highs, right? We're seeing the hash rate plunge again, but overall, we're still in an uptrend, right? We're still in an uptrend in the hash rate, but we really need to make all-time highs again in hash rate, because Bitcoin generally will continue up higher and make all-time highs when hash rate recovers and continues up higher, right? Fear and greed index is gone from extreme fear to fear. Right, we can see in the past when we had our pullbacks, right? Earlier this year, in July, in June, in September, and now in November/December, right? Or I guess this is December, mostly December, right? We saw the fear and greed index very low, but then when we had our nice recovery, we saw a huge spike, a very fast spike to greed, and then extreme greed, around above 70, right? And so that's what we want to see. We want to see momentum to the upside. And when we have more greed, that means there's more confidence in the market that's going to go up higher, right? And that's okay. It doesn't mean you have to sell here. And when we get to the 90s, that's when you want to think about selling, right? But 70 is a nice level that suggests that bulls have more confidence than bears. And right now, we're seeing a strong rejection on 52,000. We don't want to see that. We want to see bulls have more confidence and push the price higher, right? Especially in the face of this cross. We don't want the bears to get too confident and see this cross happening, and then the price rolls down, and then they're going to have more confidence to try to short and take the price of Bitcoin below the 200-day moving average, which I think would be just devastating, because last time we saw it break below, it crashed pretty hard, right? And we kind of flirted with it back here a couple of sessions ago, but we were able to hold it because the 200-day was in confluence with this Fibonacci support level, this red area, right? When we have multiple indicators, multiple confluences of indicators, indicators, then we have a confluence of indicators, and that usually gives us more conviction in what direction the price might be going if we're able to confirm these indicators, right? So the fact that we were able to confirm this as support, at least for now, gives us more of a strong bias that we might continue up higher, or we likely will continue up higher, but we don't want this to get rejected. And the thing that worries me is the fact that the stock market, which is about to close very soon, the fact that the stock market continues to rip higher, right? The S&P at all-time highs, and yet Bitcoin is having trouble ripping up higher is getting me a little concerned. The dollar index also remaining high is getting me a little concerned. But overall, as long as we're able to hold 50,000, at least in the short to medium term, Bitcoin, it will likely cultivate, or it will probably likely continue to go sideways before pushing up, trying to attempt to break up higher to 60,000, right? So as long as we hold above 50,000, I'm still very bullish. And of course, we want to hold above the 200-day moving average and the Fibonacci support level over here, right? But 50,000 is our short-term support level that we really must hold. And then we want to think about finally making a strong break above 52,000, right? Strong break above 52,000, and then we don't want to revisit this range again. And then of course we want to, then our next goal is to break through this range of consolidation. And then once we break through 60,000, I think that our all-time high, reclaiming all-time high above 70,000 is going to be really the next resistance level. Before, if we can break up to new all-time highs, I think 75,000 will likely be our next resistance level, because it is the next Fibonacci support level. So anyways, just to summarize, Bitcoin is struggling right now to not only hold support, but to push up higher to reclaim all-time highs, despite the fact that the stock market, at least the S&P 500, has already made all-time highs. The dollar index, hopefully we can see the dollar index start to come down a bit. It does seem like it's struggling a bit to stay at this level, at the 96, 97 handle. But if we see the dollar index break out higher, that could put downward pressure on Bitcoin. So hopefully, stock market continues up all-time highs. Dollar index continues down lower, and we can see Bitcoin price continue up higher. But like I said, 50,000 has to hold at the bare minimum, and we want to see a strong break above 52,000, right? If we can see a strong break above 52,000, then we can start talking about like 55 to 60,000. But that's really what the bulls want to defend that level and push above 52,000 for us to go up even higher, right? So overall, I am bullish, but cautious, I would say. So anyways, I hope you guys had a great Christmas and happy holidays. The year is going to end very soon, and this year has been sort of like bullish, but also sort of disappointing. I think a lot of people expected this, at least the people who believed that the Bitcoin would have a 4-year cycle and go parabolic this year. They are probably a little bit disappointed, but the fact that we are able to, we've been consolidating for so long. Like I said, let me just go back here. We technically still have a weekly ascending triangle that is still intact, right? Over here, weekly ascending triangle still intact. Right here. As long as we don't break below 40,000, right? As long as we don't break below 40,000, we still have higher lows. And of course, if we're able to fulfill this ascending triangle, we'll have a nice breakout in 2022. So there's that to look forward to. But of course, in the short term, we have to take things day by day, right? We still need to defend 50,000 and of course, make a strong break above 52,000. So that's what I'm looking for next time. Hopefully we can get it for the next video. And if we don't get a next video by the end of this year, I just want to say Happy New Year's, and I hope you spend a lot of great times with your friends and family. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment below, and subscribe for updates if you found it useful or informative. I appreciate all your support. Thank you again, and have a great day.